Yo, I wanted to talk about Charleston White. 'Cause I've been seeing his stuff. I think I first got hip to or heard about him from one of his interviews. He was talking about was around the time DMX died. That's when I got hip to a lot of stuff. With these celebrity deaths and seeing a lot of strange occurrences around their deaths because he died April, about around the same time as Black Rob and a lot of strange circumstances with that. But that's here and there. You know, I just wanted to go in and discuss how black or discuss how Charleston White's method gonna work, or is it gonna be like another thing that's just something trendy for social media? Or should there be more Charleston Whites that are out here talking the way they talk? Because something's got to change, you know. You can't just keep having like niggas out here wilding out, you know. Niggas is fighting over dumb shit every day. People dying over dumb shit every day. There's way too much of it, and it doesn't make any sense in most of the cases. Niggas just want to be out here wilding out. They want to seem like they have a certain reputation. It's bullshit. We gotta change the way we think. We gotta stop getting out here trying to live this, real nigga fantasy and stuff like that. We gotta start changing the way our minds are structured and the things we think about. And we gotta give up this tough, struggle lifestyle and stuff trying to be like the realest nigga and all that. And I feel like, in that way, Charleston White is kind of pushing that. Like, we gotta give up all this shit where we promote gang violence and then we want to act outrage when, shit that comes from gang violence, that kind of life, comes to fruition. Like, if you keep pushing drugs and gang violence and stuff like that, promoting these rappers and making them seem like they're role models, you're gonna get the shit you get. I don't care if rappers come out and they start giving food to kids and doing all this type of stuff. They still promote, things that do way more damage than the good they claim to be doing. Like the amount of shit Snoop Dogg has pushed versus the good he's done. That's if niggas, the old school dudes in Cali, they probably might have, if they look at it, and they look at all the dudes in jail over gang shit, stuff like that, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, all these different dudes that got put on that was promoting gang violence, Dr. Dre, all these dudes, whether they even really got involved in it or not, all the dudes was promoting, like, doing violence on the LA riots, shit like that back in LA, the early 90s, like, all that stuff is, stuff that we gotta deal with in real time. People went to jail for those things, And, I wonder if those rappers thought about the things they did. On top of that, you got, now Chicago's pushed the whole drill wave, and this whole drill wave was, drill, or trap drill. That's taken over and really gone worldwide. But it's really effective in a lot of the inner city areas. And it has a lot of young black people, Spanish kids too. A lot of young black kids, Generation Z kids. They can go run out, grab a gun and just wild out. They just find a op and they start blasting them. They start going crazy. They start listening to NBA Youngboy. They start listening to Pooh Shiesty. They start listening to these types of dudes, and they get caught up in that lifestyle, trying to live that lifestyle, and that's not the way to go, man. It's not the way to go. It's not a winning game. Like, you're gonna get a lot of time in jail for that stuff. You gotta really think about the stuff you're doing. A lot of these niggas is hard-headed, man. And being like a little high schooler, 18, 19-year-old, like, why throw your life away? You can make so much more money doing other positive things. You can make money doing real shit, but niggas is in love with getting that hood reputation. Niggas is in love with the Niggas want to be in the news for some crazy shit. Niggas want to, have everybody in the block looking at him like, oh shit, he really like that. Fuck that. Your neighbor died in like 2 weeks in this day and era, and your name will be replaced with some other crazy nigga in like 2 weeks. It'll be over just like that. But you'll be in jail, living day in and day out, struggling. It ain't working. So if it takes a Charleston White to get niggas disturbed and they to start coming off that like feeling like that's the only way you can be, so be it. Because it has to be some kind of click. Something has to click. If the law enforcement can't seem to quite get it, and niggas' parents aren't really doing it, family members and all that, it's not really trying to encourage it. Something else gotta give. So, hey, somebody's gotta come in. So I think we're gonna need more dudes, like older dudes especially, his generation, that like dudes who grew up in the 80s and 90s, who could confirm a lot of the bullshit that was going on, and we can let these niggas know, like, hey, this is not how you wanna be. Like, you can't be out here just throwing your life away, banging and all this wild ass stupid shit. Shooting this shit up in broad daylight, hitting multiple people. You can't be out here trying to bang like that at this time and age. There's too many cameras. Everything's gonna go on social media. It's gonna be talked about. You're gonna be seeing more producers. It's gonna affect a lot more people than you think. People who fit the profile are gonna start getting targeted by the police. Then the BLM era, so you got people trying to push the idea that black kids should be getting targeted by the police. But now you just added a whole new argument. You just gave people that not support BLM and actually want to see BLM fail. With the idea that, black people need to, police who fought or target black people or, dirty cops or law enforcement and things like that. People taking the law into their own hands and, the George Zimmerman type and all that, that they need to, that what they're doing to black people is unjust. You're making that argument more difficult. Because what we're trying to, please understand what we've been trying to do for decades, almost hundreds of years, is trying to get the image of black people on a nationwide scale and on a global scale to be seen in the proper way. And it's a constant fight. Because we have niggas that don't get this and want to act ignorant. They want to go out here and they want to fight everywhere they go. You see it on videos everywhere. Honestly, this has been going on for years, but I remember even like the 2000s growing up, it was niggas would fight, spots and stuff like that, but it wasn't like it is, like you see it now. Like, you don't see niggas fighting, like, I don't remember niggas fighting like the way they fight now. You see niggas fighting anywhere, airports, you see dudes fighting at, parades were always, that's where a lot of bullshit went down. Like, I remember the Puerto Rican parade in New York, that was always the most, like, ignorant time. These West Indian parades, Puerto Rican parades, it's going down. I don't know about other cities, but in New York, these parades, they go down. Ratchetness at an all-time level. Everything at an all-time bad level. Gang fights, gang initiation, all that. But, it's everywhere. Like, you can't even, I saw a fight on a cruise ship. We're fighting at Airbnbs, we're fighting on hotels. You can't, it's like you need security everywhere. And it's ridiculous. Like a lot of people ain't raised right, and they're not raised to have any kind of impulse control. Like their parents that run around, sexually as parents, no morals, no nothing. They don't give a fuck. It's another child support check, and they raise these motherfuckers. They're half raising their kids, and so now they turn out here, in the streets, and they have no limitations as to what the fuck they're gonna do. No cap. So the streets, their morals is the streets. That's what we got out here. People, they got nobody raised them right, so the morals is this, live by street code. They just follow whatever the street niggas have them doing. And that's what's out here. And then you have a lot of black people, who like to be belligerent. And this also has a lot of niggas running into problems. This is kind of one of the big problems that has a lot of black people running into problems with the cops. It's being belligerent. And nobody wants to talk about that. Niggas don't like to listen to authority. Certain niggas don't like to listen to authority. So, if you're a cop and you're trying to get somebody, you don't know how this person's, you don't know this person. It might be a rational person. They might not be a rational person. If you're a rational person, you should listen to what they're saying so they can proceed to check if you have anything on you. If you're a suspicious person or not, they have to figure that out by checking. So if you don't listen and you don't want to follow what they have to say, and they've already deemed that you're suspicious, but you want to give them a hard time, uh, you'll be asking a bunch of questions, annoying questions, and wasting their time, and just make it longer, and just make it seem more like you got something to hide, and so they start, then they start wrapping you up. They start hassling you up. They start grabbing you, start trying to slam you on the ground. They could take out a taser. If you seem like a person who struggle with a taser, you might have to go further than that. That's how it might get. That's how it gets to somebody in a situation that we swear these people are so innocent. But back to Charleston White. Charleston White has a lot of black people on social media going crazy, but he's not gonna stop because niggas have too many cases of dumb shit they're doing all over the country. You go in every single major black city, and there's just too many niggas acting really stupid. Niggas acting like they don't have any sense. So he just has too much of a plethora of stuff just to pick niggas apart with. And niggas rather be mad at what he's saying than trying to be better. That's where he's gonna have an easy time with niggas on. Because he knows black people. He knows black people are one-dimensional thinkers many times. Just emotional thinking. He'll say something like, man, drug dealers, drug dealers is pieces of shit and they deserve, something to happen to their kids or something like that. People will just go crazy, and then he'll go off and be like, look, hey, you guys are feeling sorry for the kids, but the kids, they're getting to go to school and have nice things with the drug money, and this crackhead's kids, they're over here fucked up, and the kids, they think it's awesome that he's a drug dealer, stuff like that, and the crackhead gets made fun of when he goes to school, like their parents are crackheads, and then he'll probably point out, why is that? And then the community will go, rah! He knows how to word it so he can get you to just lose your mind, because he knows black people are just too easy to rile up, and he's just trolling, just running you in circles. And some of the other shit he used to say, like, I didn't like what he said about, like, before DMX, when he died, then he just started talking like, fuck DMX and stuff like that. Like, sometimes he'll take it too far. Said some other shit about other things that I was like, alright, dude. Alright, he just went too far with it. The only thing I really get rid of him is he said something overboard that people were like, people would just be like, nah, ain't happening. Like, he just say some unpopular shit. He has to say something like, I don't know, it's unacceptable. But what he's saying, the way he's making sure niggas are like held accountable, niggas try to be like, oh, he Uncle Tom, but you can't put him in that because the niggas is actually doing the damage. It's not him. He's just talking. How you gonna call him Uncle Tom, but the niggas is doing the damage? It's more than just like niggas just leave it at just drug dealers. It's just like the mindset of a lot of black people that we don't want to talk about. A lot of niggas is belligerent, don't like listen to authority, like to be difficult, like to do things, instead of doing it like the wheel, doing shit things in a circle. You want to do it like make the wheel a square. You want to make it harder than it has to be. You want to argue back and forth. They change reality instead of just going along with the simple, easy idea that's just set up right in front of you. And then sometimes even when you got black people, sometimes at work, niggas don't want to listen. Like niggas want to be difficult. So all these things that we talked about, you got all this stuff, everyone's now, even white people, it's mainstream now to talk about black business, but you also have both sides. Sometimes you have black employees who are difficult, and they want to be
belligerent to the black customers, or they feel like they can talk reckless or whatever. And yet the other side is the black customer who feels like, sometimes they're better than the employee because they work at a fast food restaurant. They don't get paid enough, so they can kind of talk to them however you want. You got a lot of people who feel entitled to talk to people at certain jobs. They have like a bias against certain jobs, so they feel like they can talk to them people however they feel like they should. They can talk to them. So that's a little fucked up. And that's one of those problems that we have. And then you got problems with niggas want to act ghetto, movie theaters. Niggas want to act ghetto at movie theaters. That's old as a motherfucker. That's an old stereotype. But niggas want to act ghetto at every spot. Niggas want to be, chicks get good money to be nurses, but want to be, acting like hood rats. At the hospital, they want to act, they want to twerk. See it on TikTok all day. These nurses be twerking, and the dudes, the senior citizens, they're supposed to be taking care of her, dying in there, and they're fucking, they're not even looking at them. They're just too busy shaking their ass for some clicks. You got chicks, you got niggas out here who always gotta flash money, don't pay attention to the surroundings, which is also another reason why they get a lot of attention on them. A lot of these dudes get robbed because they want to flash money all the time. It's more important to them to flash money and get attention than not realize that they can lose their life just like that. Like, you could lose your life and it'll be over just like that. Yeah, like, it's crazy. Like, people don't even realize, like, until it's too late sometimes. People think, shit is guaranteed out. People think, you can just do whatever you want. Freebies just gonna be given out. Nope. Fuck up in the wrong situation, you out of here. But, yeah. I feel like, the whole, rap is being centered on Atlanta and Chicago. To be honest, maybe that has to change. There has to be a change. Either rap's got to kind of die off, to be honest, for a little minute, and the whole thing's got to change. Because, like, I'm have to be honest. The solution might be rap might have to be boycotted. It can't be like just like how, because they tried to do it in the '90s and stuff like that, and it wasn't really true. It wasn't really going to work because it's coming from like the church choir. But there has to be a way this time which rap can be boycotted in order for a lot of this BS to be stopped. It's gotta become in a certain way. It's too many roaches.
But yeah, like things gotta change, man. We have the same problems, and we're gonna keep having them. And it's, I don't want to be, the guy who's like, my phone is, sitting to the next generation. Like, yeah, we should have done this, but we didn't do it. So you guys gotta figure it out, like on some bullshit like that, But yeah, I'll make another video about Charleston White and his takes on, or just talking about how we more people gotta take a stance. You don't have to be like Charleston White, but you gotta be like, you gotta be like having enough. You gotta stop making excuses. Things gotta change, and we just gotta have enough. You shouldn't have to wait for white people or law enforcement and none of that. It's just gotta stop. So, all right, yo.